Hey guys, I'm here today to give you a very quick and basic tutorial for beginners and learning to program Autodesk Maya. I'm going to be creating a window frame because of just such basic geometry. I think it's perfect for people to learn in modeling. Okay, so when you first open a program, you're given this perspective view. You want to click the screen and hit spacebar. And this gives you your 4 different views. So we're going to be using the front view, so click the front view and hit spacebar again. Now, we're going to be starting off with polygonal geometry because it's probably the easiest to learn for beginners. So make sure this little menu set is in polygons. Little drop down menu goes polygons. Okay, so go to create. We're first going to create the plane in which we will be creating the shape of the window frame. So go to create, polygon primitives, and we're going to use plane. So click plane, and now you just want to click on the screen and drag down with your left mouse button to about the shape that you want a window frame to look like. Okay, so now that you have the little outline, go to this little button right here, the little blue square, which shows a shaded view of the plane so we can see exactly what you're looking at. So with this selected, you want to make sure you have this little layer channel box editor up. So go to display, UI elements if yours is not up, and go to channel box layer editor. See, mine's already up, so just click it if yours is not. Okay, click that. Okay, so now that you have that up, we want to go to inputs right here and go to polyplane, and we want to divide this into a bunch of different little surfaces so we can adjust the shape. So select subdivision width and subdivision height, just holding shift, and press your middle mouse button in and click on the screen and drag it to the right. And this is an easy way of splitting it into different pieces. Or you can just double click on this and change the number yourself. Okay, so now that I have that divided into different faces, we're going to be using faces to extrude it. So we want to go up to this little gridded square up here, click it, and then go to the right to this little perspective plane, and with the face selected, and click it. So now we can select individual faces like we divided into. So with those, able to be selected, we want to hold down shift and then drag it all the way down and select this whole little row. And then do the same for each edge. If you go too far, you'll deselect it, so just reselect it if you accidentally do that. So just do each little corner and each little side of the frame. Okay, cool. So now that we have that selected, we're going to get out of the front view for a second. So we can use accidentally. If you accidentally deselect it, just hit Control Z and it'll go back. So hit your spacebar and then go to perspective view again, just by hitting the spacebar. So we want to go to Edit Mesh, and we want to extrude these faces to kind of create the window frame itself. So you want to click on like the inside of this little arrow. Oh, I accidentally clicked the wrong, so you just click this little line right here and pull it out. And this kind of gives you a little depth for the window frame. So you can see it's now got a little rim around it. So if you hit this shaded button, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Cool. So now we have our basic little window frame and with the little glass. And so next thing we're going to do is shade it. So you want to go to create. You first want to create the color that you want to change the glass to and the rim. So we're going to go to display, UI elements, go to window, rendering editors, and go to Hypershade. And so this little menu will pop up right here. And we're going to create 2 new different Hypershades, which is basically just colors. We're going to use Fong this time. So hit Fong 1, and then hit Fong 2 again. Okay, double click Fong 1, and rename this to Frame Color. Okay, just hit enter, and it saves it, so you don't get too lost in what you're trying to change the colors to. Okay, so and double click this little color button right here, and we're just going to change it to a red. So hit accept, and now your color is changed to red. We're going to add a little bit of ambient color just for a little flash, and okay, that's it. So now that you have that set, you want to go back to this little Hypershade window and double click Fong 2 and rename this glass. That way we know it's the glass Hypershade, so we can click it and add it in a second. So we want to change the color to, I'm just going to do blue because it's very easy to see for this basic tutorial. and you want to put your transparency all the way up, which kind of creates the glass. You can see it goes transparent, but not too far. Well, I'm not going to go too far because I just want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that your transparency is set, just click in and just minus this for a little while. Okay, cool. So now that you have the hypershade and colors created, we just want to go back to maybe front view, and we're going to use the paint selection tool this time, which is this little button right here. As you can see right here, click this, and as you see, you're given a circle which kind of puts itself flat against the plane. If you press the button B and then pull to the left or right, you can adjust the size. I'm going to go kind of small because the frame is kind of small for now. Okay, so just hold down B and keep pulling it to the left or right to kind of adjust your size. Okay, once you have it to the size you want, you just want to click and then just drag it down like you're painting onto the surface. This is my outside room. I noticed because we just did it and it's extruded. But if you're having a hard time telling what's the difference between the outside room and glass, just go to your perspective view and you can do the same thing. In fact, I'm going to do that in the glass in a second. Alright, cool. With all those selected, you just want to right click, assign existing material, and hit frame color. See, as you can see, it changed it to red. Let's render it just to see what it kind of looks like. Cool, cool. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. To render it, you go to this little, I don't even know what you call it, a little movie scene thing, and this is your render button, your quick render. So just click this second one to the left, and there you go. That's what you can see, and it renders it from whatever perspective you're in. So spacebar out and click in perspective, and if you hold down Alt key and your left mouse button, you can kind of rotate it around. So we're going to check it out again and go to the little render button again. And there we go. We got our little basic frame, and now we're going to add color to the glass and transparency. So we're going to go back to the paint selection tool, and you can see it's kind of small. I need to select this whole area, so I'm just going to hold down B and then pull it to the right to kind of make it bigger so we select more at a time. So I just want to select all these little middle things, and then let me undo that. Let me go a little bit smaller so I don't select the outside rooms. Okay, let's see, almost there. Okay, now because it's getting kind of tight, I'm going to go a tad bit smaller so I can just select these few little faces right here. Alright, cool. They're all selected, and as you can see, I have a few selected that shouldn't be selected. So what I want to do, I want to go to my selection tool over here and just hold down Control and click it, and this will deselect it. Deselect, deselect, deselect. Alright, oh, two more up here. Cool, now I have all those selected. You just want to make sure nothing else is selected that shouldn't be. So now you just want to right click, assign existing material, and hit glass. And this kind of changes. Oh, I meant to tell you, to right click and hold down the right click in order to scroll down. You can't just right click and it pops up. You got to hold down the right mouse button. Okay, cool. So now that it's all assigned material, let's render it and see what it looks like. Sweet, sweet. You can see it's transparent, but it's a little too transparent for this demonstration. So we want to just go back to the Hypershade window, which you can get to by going to Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. And the glass is a little too transparent, so you want to click this glass, the glass little Hypershade over here, double click it, and we're going to just adjust the transparency a little bit less transparent so I can show you, so you can see the glass actually. Alright, cool. So, and now just hit enter again and just bring down your little menu, and now it's not as transparent, but it's still glass looking. So just go to this little render button, click it. Cool, there you go. There's your little basic window frame. Let me put it in a different view. you can see, it's alright, let me zoom in a little bit. To do this, you want to hold down Control and hit your right mouse button and just pull it in and out. Alright, there we go. It looks pretty good. It's just a very quick and basic window frame. So if you have any other questions or anything, please just send me a message or a comment, and I will be creating new little videos, hopefully daily. If you have any questions and a good idea for a video for me to create, just shoot me a message and subscribe. Alright, thanks.